The Bangladesh Nationalist Party has won an emphatic landslide majority in the elections. This is a result that shows that there is no ambiguity in the thoughts of the minds of the voters. And that shows that the BNP, having won the trust and faith of the electorate in Bangladesh, will also have to face a challenging task, not just when it comes to domestic policy, but when it comes to foreign policy and also regional issues. The India-Bangladesh relationship has been not so great in the past few months, and a reset is expected with a call having taken place between the Prime Minister-designate and BNP Chairman Tarique Rahman and Prime Minister Narendra Modi of India. Joining me now is Humayun Kabir, the Foreign Affairs, International Affairs Advisor to the BNP Chairman, and also someone who's expected to play a role in advising the Chairman on foreign policy. Sir, in a few days or few hours, maybe, you will, of course, be in government. And one of the most important things is, of course, the domestic challenges, economy, rebuilding, the financial system, all of that. The interim government, of course, will hand over power to you. What are the top 3 or top 5 priorities of the BNP government when it comes to handling issues domestically?
Thank you. Thank you, Shaurav. Welcome the opportunity to meet NDTV this morning. In terms of, we received a very strong mandate from the people of Bangladesh. The top 3 sort of the priorities at the moment domestically is creating opportunities for people's economy, so that people can lead a good quality of life. Creating jobs is, a top priority in terms of, as you know, also revitalizing a lot of public institutions. They've all been, a new government will inherit a lot of broken institutions. They've been over-politicized by the past regime over the last 15 years. In terms of ensuring that young people have the opportunities in this country, young people will be a very big priority element in terms of delivering for them, broadening the net of healthcare for people across the country, education, in broadening the net of education, providing more vocational, technical education and training that suits the needs of the people in accessing jobs, whether domestically or abroad, sort of fit for purpose education. Farmers will be a top priority, with a heavily agriculture-based economy. So that, will be a priority. Law and order, ensuring that, peace and stability across the country prevails. The elections was conducted in a very good, cordial environment. There were a few sporadic, cases here and there, but, in a country of almost 200 million, that is pretty much expected. So it's, so delivering on development that suits the country and its national interest will be the top domestic priority.
And let me then dive straight into international affairs, because that's where your area of expertise is. One of the things that's being talked about on social media a lot is about a meeting that the chairman had with the chief advisor of the interim government in London. And some people who write on Bangladesh regularly have written on social media platforms that there was a discussion on a possible presidentship for Professor Yunus after he gets done with the chief advisor role. Can you confirm, deny, or throw some light on such meeting and whether such a proposal has been discussed, or whether at all Professor Yunus is considering some role and that has been communicated to the BNP?
No, I think there was no discussion on any defined role. The discussion was more based on sort of Tarique Rahman Saab's interest in inclusive governance, governing the country inclusively. So he wants to use all the talents available to him in the country if elected to government. So what he told Professor Yunus at the time is that I don't want your role in the development and progress of our country to end simply post-elections. There are many ways that your expertise, your experience, your distinguished international stature can be utilized for the country. He didn't define any particular role, but post-elections, at some convenient point, he is looking to consult some of the eminent citizens of the country, and as part of that, Professor Yunus is, a norm, to have discussions with.
One of the things that was said is that international-minded president, along with a policy-minded, clarity of thought prime minister who takes Bangladesh forward. International-minded president could be Professor Yunus. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, in politics, nothing is impossible. Mr. Tarique Rahman will take decisions on the basis of any decisions that takes forward the country, puts the country in a good footing domestically and internationally. So he's willing to, play his best players and simply doesn't want to restrict his development vision to simply serving party purposes. He can potentially broaden the net. He has the mindset to do that. So if he sees a certain personality that may input and add value to the way he intends to govern the country, I don't think he would hesitate, knowing him for 15 years, working with him now for 15, 16 years. So he doesn't hesitate on the country's development. If there is a need, if he sees somebody that has the expertise, he would bring them on board, he or she. In terms of no hesitation on the
hesitation, but nothing concrete in terms of...
no defined role has been discussed to date.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for that clarification. Now let me come to the elephant in the room. Relations with India. Under the interim government, they've not been so great, and there have been issues. Some of these issues, frankly, many say could have been avoided, could have been addressed, perhaps, by both sides, but they haven't. And there has been a gap in the relationship. And India and Bangladesh, even if they want to, can't deny that they need a good relationship because we share a border, we share culture, people to people connect, all of that. What, according to you, would be the priority of the BNP government when it comes to the policy and the relationship with India?
The priority of a BNP government is to build people-to-people relations with India. But what we are saying now, in terms of in this new era, and Prime Minister Modi's gesture is a welcome move in the right direction. And I think also the visit of External Affairs Minister Mr. Jaishankar, also, had some good words. You see, between Bangladesh and India, we share one of the largest youth populations in the world, if not the largest, I think. 1 billion, well over 1 billion plus. What does that tell us? We should look forward, not backwards. And if we keep looking backwards on some of the bad decisions that may have existed between both countries, we will dwell on them. Then we will keep taking more bad decisions into the future, and which is not the way to go. So I think, given our population, correlation in the sense that we both harness young populations, youthful populations, which the only way is to look forward. And I believe in terms of some of the gestures that are shown by, in recent days by PM Modi, also External Affairs Minister's visit, as well as we also highlighting the reality of our relationship. So it's important for the mindset of both countries and their leaderships, if they agree that we want to move to a new dawn and a new phase in our relationship, and forget, in terms of have a clean break from the past, then this is a great, opportunity to do that.
Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to NDTV and explaining all these complicated issues in a diplomatic relationship. But what one gets a sense of from this conversation is perhaps that there is a reset, and that reset is something that is looking at the future of the India-Bangladesh relationship. With camera person Mohammad Mursaleen in Dhaka, Bangladesh, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.